Okay, can we talk about protein for a second? I feel like it is everywhere. Protein waffles, protein pancakes, protein bars, protein cereal. I even saw protein water the other day. Really? Is that necessary? Meanwhile, I'm just over here eating edamame with about 17 grams of protein per cup. So here's the truth when it comes to protein, especially for kids. So good. Protein deficiencies, meaning we're not getting enough protein, is pretty rare in the US, let alone any developed country. And even the pickiest of eaters are usually getting enough. We just might not always realize it. Hi, I'm Alex and I'm a pediatric dietitian and mom of two. And welcome to the Good Eaters Club. And I'm on a mission to redefine what it means to be a good eater. Here in my kitchen. Around here, being a good eater means not having to clean your plate, let alone eat all your vegetables either, or having to eat everything organic. And being a good parent doesn't mean that you have a spotless kitchen all the time either. Today we're here with all my dirty dishes that I still haven't gotten to today. Being a good eater looks different for every child, but essentially it's where they learn to listen to their bodies, get curious around trying new foods, and don't have the fear, shame, or guilt around what they eat or how much they eat. Let's calm the protein panic together. Protein is important. It helps kids grow, repair their tissue and their muscles, as well as keep them fuller longer. So if your kiddo is one of those that asks for snacks all the time, protein is something maybe you want to look into. It's not magic, but it might buy you a few more minutes. I think the part that surprises most parents, they're already getting a lot of protein from probably just the foods that they're already eating, even if you don't associate those foods to be protein foods. Let's look at a few examples. An easy go-to is milk, which has 8 grams per cup. But honestly, a slice of bread has about 2 to 4 grams of protein. Pretzels even have a couple grams of protein. The mac and cheese that they love so much, yes, even the box stuff has a decent amount of protein in there. And if you have more of a plain pasta kind of kid, regular pasta even has a few grams of protein as well. But there's peanut butter, Greek yogurt, and even cereal. And then if you add milk, 8 to 12 grams or even more of protein per bowl. And then my favorite, edamame. So yeah, even when dinner looks more like a snack for your kids, they're still probably getting in some protein. But here's one thing to note. Not all protein is the same, and that's fine. Don't get too worried about it. Animal foods like meat, eggs, and dairy are considered complete proteins, just meaning that they have all the amino acids. Whereas most plant foods like beans, lentils, and grains are going to be an incomplete protein. However, there are a few exceptions like edamame and quinoa. Those are actually complete plant-based proteins, but your kid doesn't need all of the amino acids at one meal. Their body kind of mixes and matches them throughout the day. So that's where variety is key. Okay, but how much protein do kids need? Probably not quite as much as you think. Every child's going to be different. However, here's an easy way to think about it. Take your child's weight in pounds and divide it by 2. That's how many grams of protein they kind of need a day. If we're talking kilograms, it's however much they weigh in kilograms equals how many grams of protein per day. So a 50-pound child is going to need about 25 grams of protein per day. A lot of times we think there has to be a meat at the meal in order for them to get enough protein, but that's just not the case. And here's an example. My son, who is about 50 pounds and needs around 25 grams of protein per day, absolutely refused the protein that I served the other night when we had a coconut chicken curry. He literally had about a half a cup of rice, half a cup of mushrooms, and a cup of chocolate milk. Many people might not think that is technically a meal, and that's not enough. But really, it probably met about half his needs in grams of protein without even having the meat. So I often get asked about protein powders and protein supplements for kids. So unless your child is underweight, a very selective eater, or possibly an older athlete, they probably don't need them. Whole foods would be just fine. But if you do want to add a little bit more, especially to help keep them fuller longer, you could swap regular yogurt for Greek yogurt, try an ultra-filtered milk. You could stir dry milk powder into oatmeal, sprinkle cheese or hemp hearts onto anything you can think of, add beans and lentils and edamame to pastas and other dishes, and just make sure that there's a protein at meals and snacks. So yes, protein matters, but perfection doesn't. If your child's growing, energetic, and eating from a variety of food groups, you're doing great. And hey, If you want to raise kids who are adventurous eaters, who listen to their bodies, and who grow up without the fear, shame, and guilt around eating, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe below and stay tuned for more real-life, research-based content where we add nuance to nutrition and focus on addition instead of restriction. I should really get to those dishes.